other. We know them individually. And now we're moving into the elimination semifinals. It's Serenity and himwy versus Sire and Eero. We are into our top 4, Slow-Mo.
Now, I saw himwy and Serenity's names again, and my brain just got confused. I saw them lock in. I'm like, wait, we're done. No, wait, no, we're not. All right, as you said, though, now that I am caught up in, I know what's going on again. Elimination semifinals, and we are breaking into game number 1, and everything is super, super even. Is himwy just absolutely decimated his teammate? Somehow, Serenity able to find his way back up on stage, but that was a little rough.
Yeah, we've seen these like back and forth swings now from himwy and Serenity, given granted that this game is very early on, so we could see the tides definitely change. But the fact that himwy ended up losing this stock so quickly, now Serenity lost his after the performance that we saw last game. Okay, there's the recovery off the top. himwy with the harpoon toss. Eero is going to end up falling here, and we're back to an almost even game state. himwy has about 50 damage on this stock.
No, it was kind of a weird contrast. As much momentum they had at the end of that last set, and then just kind of immediately going to this and seeing them kind of struggle and keeping things very, their opponents keeping things very, very close. It's definitely a stark contrast, but we're seeing them handle it the best they can. Oh, that stomp Sire from Sire is gonna miss. himwy trying to reach in there, miss with his nair. That recovery is going to go ahead and connect. Sire come back down the stage looking for a stomp. Caught it with the signature, and that is going to confirm on himwy. Red team is kind of cruising right now.
I think unfortunately for Sire, he ended up throwing out like a grounded dare to follow up off of Eero, and I think he hoped that he was on the ground and was going to grab a stomp that he could throw into a side light or a side air and get the KO onto Serenity. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite grounded enough yet to grab that, and he ended up just doing that grounded dare.
Serenity able just to come back up on stage with an uncontested Sire. Nobody's putting anything on. There we go. Side signature from Eero is going to go ahead and confirm. Sire is the healthiest on the board. It's still a swinging with that hammer. Oh no, got caught in the signature. That's going to send him up to that top 45, and we are dead even still. Eero being at a slight deficit.
Yeah, he started getting juggled there, but he really only took one neutral air from Serenity. They weren't able to extend it too much, but now that everybody's back on the board here, Eero taking some serious damage, has to be careful. Same thing for Sire. Red team is split, blue team is split. There's the sidelight. Eero going in with the ground pound. Did get hit by the weapon toss into the follow-up ground pound from himwy. Classic gauntlet edge guard there. Caught in the chainsaw, and he is done. Serenity and himwy just barely getting the victory there.
No, that was a great clutch. We got about halfway through that game. They're like, okay, well, wait a second. We should probably try and win this. And they definitely got together there towards the second half of that game. And we see it paid off for them. 1,076 damage between the two of them. And that is going to give them a game number 1 as Eero and Sire trying to figure out what adjustments they need to make to try and come out on the upside in game number 2. And we are going to get right into it as map selections are on the screen. And where are we going to end up? I'm feeling like Demon Island, and yes, that is where we are going to go.
We're going back to Demon Island, and it seemed like for a second that Eero might think about changing his legend. He was kind of hovering for a while, and then still ended up locking back in on the Stevani to go alongside this Taros from Sire.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right, see how it's going to work out for him. And here we go, game number 2 at Demon Island. Sire now has that hammer in hand and going straight to work, catching 2 quick attacks. Red team just kind of holding over on the right side there, waiting for blue team to approach. Weapon throw out. Eero not able to get back over and pick it up, and now he has a sword. Gonna catch the landing on Serenity. Stomp Sire is gonna send Serenity off.
Ooh, the kind of back and forth where Sire and Eero were almost like back to back. If we're looking at something like a Bad Boys movie where they're back to back, kind of fighting off all the enemies around them. They did a great job there. I can't do anything that's like been done in the past 10 years. I can't think of anything that's happened in the past 10 years.
But that's what they've had. We've had some recent Bad Boys movies.
Yeah, yeah. I never. Maybe it was great. I never saw it. Maybe it was great. That KO was great over on the left side, though, as Eero gets taken out, himwy gets taken out, Sire, the only one remaining on this first stock. Great follow-up potential here. He ends up hitting himwy with it, despite Serenity being the one caught in the combo.
Oh, try to throw the signature off, got punished. Sire being sent all the way over to the left side, sweat beats out. Pogo from himwy, catching the signature as well. himwy just swinging at anybody in range. Sire is gonna connect as well, and himwy gonna lock down on the edge guard. Serenity there to pick it up, charges the recovery, can't find anything except a punish from a Sire on his way back down. Sire though absolutely scrapping unarmed right now, looking for a weapon drop as his teammate gets sent down to the bottom. Another unarmed recovery, and now he has that axe. See what he can do with it.
Oh, just the GCD light from himwy into the weight. Okay, nice dodge there from Sire to get away from that combo that was almost incoming from both members of the blue team. There's the in light that Serenity is going to dodge up through. Nice punish there. It's the side light neutral air, though. They need to find a KO here onto Serenity, not just more damage. There's the in light. That's going to do it. Are they far enough apart? No, they are not. Eero's going to end up being a little bit too high and a little bit too close for that down air to hit before himwy was out of hits time.
I don't know what interrupted that neutral sig from Euro, but it would have been big if he would have landed it. Sire working just side light, trying to get an opener here. Caught himwy coming back down. Did not catch the pass from his teammate though. Serenity naring his way back on stage, whiffing on the side air. Dare is gonna hit Sire. himwy gonna follow up with a recovery. Another one as well. That is going to confirm the stock. Sire healthiest on the board, but they have almost got his teammate out of here. This could spell trouble for red team. There it is. Okay, 2v1 situation. See if they're going to be able to get rid of the stock. Oh no! Hit him off the side of the stage.
Getting caught on his sidewall. That's really going to give Sire some room to go here, and now he's in a very favorable position. Probably 80 damage lead here. He now has the axe,
so
turnaround side air, sending to the wrong side of the stage, so it's not going to be a KO right away. Now back over to the hammer that you mentioned. He's been sidelighting on so much this game. There's a stop side air from the middle of the stage. That's the KO, and Sire and Eero are going to take that game. 864 damage from Sire and 5 KOs.
Anything you can do, I can do better, Sire said. Wow, that's a lot of offense.
He was working that entire game. Mr. No Days Off working the entire time. No breaks. Incredible work from him. And that kind of made up for Eero coming through with only 338 damage. And that happens, right? We can point it out and say you need to do a little bit more damage, but it happens from time to time. And the fact that Sire is the one on the other side saying like, okay, you're doing 200 less damage. I need to do 200 more damage. And that's sort of how sharing as a team works. Sometimes you get 5 KOs. Sometimes you get no KOs. Sometimes you do 900 damage. Sometimes you do 200.
Just how the cookie crumbles some of the times there, Sparky. And we are all tied up in game number 3. Who is going to take that advantage going into game number 4? We are going to find out. Demon Island definitely seems to be a favorite today. That is for sure. Sire sending it up in the air. Oh, try to extend that signature over. Weapon throw. Oh! Oh, himwy able to get back up on stage, but that was such a killer option from Sire.
Yeah, that was just like a classic. The weapon toss down right at the end, almost able to close that one out. But one thing we haven't mentioned just yet is that Eero, despite me expecting him to be on an Axe Legend today, he's swapped now off of the Stevani onto a Sir Roland, a very rare pick to see.
That is a very rare pick. He's a cheeky legend. His sigs, he's got a very interesting signature kit. And a sword and lance, definitely 2 respectable weapons. That side air is going to confirm. We see a 2v1 opportunity, and they did capitalize on it perfectly. Could not get the knockout, but man, did they rack up a bunch of damage.
I'm trying to look up his legends right now to see if he just has like a really highly leveled role, and it's like 30. It's his 31st highest level legend. It's only like 27. So interesting to see this. Most likely done for the sword that he carried off of the Stevani, and then of course having very, very high defense, which everybody loves to have in 2s.
Yes, high defense is definitely a good stat to have. Gives you a little bit of advantage. That side light is going to go ahead, or neutral light is going to go ahead and confirm on Serenity. And red team is cruising their way into an advantage. Going into game number 4, if they can keep this momentum alive, they're still building off of that last game, and blue team having a very hard time at getting it back. If we have a grand finals without himwy or Serenity, or actually we got Keith the Poo Poo and Tax Evasion waiting in elimination finals. So this is definitely a very interesting 2s tournament from Southeast Asia today.
Yeah, I really like the 2s teams shakeups that are here just to see different varieties, see who plays well with each other. But then you have teams like Sire and Eero that we're watching right now who, like, they kind of stick together with each other despite all the shakeups. Man, if Sire had a weapon there, that was probably going to be a side air, and Serenity was going to be done.
There it is. Got one on himwy, not enough to confirm. Sire being sent off stage. Serenity there to catch his landing, but not gonna be able to follow up anything from that.
Nice.
Huge recovery, gonna confirm. Himwy is out of here. 2v1 situation again, and we've seen the combos break out, but didn't need it. Sire's gonna put a cherry on top with just a nice little Sire off stage, and that's gonna go ahead and confirm game number 3 for them. As now Serenity and himwy have found themselves in quite the predicament as they are now down a game.
And compared to the previous game where Sire did so much of the damage, 856, the damage numbers were a little bit more equalized. Sire did still do more damage, but KOs were split right down the middle as opposed to the 5 and 1. So again, it's that sharing back and forth, the sharing of the responsibilities that this red team is doing a fantastic job at. If one player does less damage, the other player simply just has to do more. Splitting the KOs right down the middle. They're right where they need to be at the right time. They're choosing the right options at the right time. They're not just throwing out damage moves when they need to find KO moves. They're not throwing out KO moves when they need to find damage moves. The red team is working really well with each other today so far.
3, 2, 1.
And I think the Patrick skin's probably helping a little bit.
Absolutely,
I mean, that is
100%.
that is like 25% of your skill is your drip. So definitely working out for Sire. See if they're going to be able to finish it out here, or if Serenity and himwy are going to dig deep and be able to tie this up into a game number 5. Demon Island is the battleground yet again, and we're going to see who is going to be the first to strike here. We're seeing blue team come out really strong here in game number 4, though, taking a good lead and already has red team in knockout range. But we see a good team combo from red team there, putting some more pressure and putting the damage on Serenity. Sire reaching over unarmed, his teammate falls. Eero is down on his second stock. Sire's going to clap back, though. Side sig not enough to confirm, but now Eero and Sire both putting out damage. Oh, Serenity with the reversal is going to get the confirmation off of it.
Now, one thing that I like that Eero's been doing so far this game is he's been throwing a lot of like optimal damage out as his follow-ups rather than right there's the double KO from Sire. But these follow-ups off of Sire, instead of just going for like a side air or a neutral air, he's been catching a lot of them with a side light into a neutral air. So he gets the full combo there rather than just picking up one move and limiting his damage.
No, definitely being able to extend and get all that extra damage, it adds up. It's how you end up with 850 damage in a game. Getting all of those hits and extending everything that you possibly can. Oh, Serenity, great job at moving and dodging out of that attack. Picking up the D-light on Sire as we see the stocks fall off stage on himwy. Eero working that edge, can't get anything out of it. Sire with the nair gets punished off his landing from Serenity. Big scoop from Sire, sending Serenity stomp. Sire follow up from Eero, not enough to get the confirmation.
Oh, Eero went with the recovery, didn't find the KO there. A little bit of a flub there, but then they get back on it after himwy threw out the neutral air on his own teammate. He was able to get back on to Sire. See if Sire can live, but also if Eero can live. Sire sent over to the edge. See if they go to confirm this, or if they're just going to pressure onto Eero. This is so scary. The tiny walls of Demon Island, man.
Yeah,
that's going to be it.
Pogos. And now Sire in that 2v1 situation against himwy and a Serenity. See if he's going to be able to get any steam here. But it's probably going to be pretty rough, especially against this axe and gauntlets on the edge guard. They're starving the weapons out, not giving him any options. D-light from the axe is going to go ahead and connect. See the pressure off stage now. Okay, himwy right there to pick it up with the side light. No, Sire, they're too good. They have everything locked down. There's no way for him to get a weapon, no way to get back up on stage. And that is going to go ahead and tie this set back up right there. And we are indeed going to find ourselves in another game of 5, Sparky.
That's just so tough to play over stuck on the wall on Demon Island, where the wall is so small. You don't have a lot of real estate to kind of mess around over there. And the blue team knew that. They didn't really have to like do any major pressure. Even when a dodge was burned, they were just like, we're going to sit right here because eventually you have to come up. If your hurt box peaks over just a little bit, we can easily punish you and find a KO, or at least set up for a potential KO option right after that. So they could play that very safe, very careful. They didn't both have to go over there throw weapon tosses. They didn't both have to ground pound. They didn't have to find any complicated follow-ups or set up anything. They just had to sit there on the main stage and bide their time and find the one hit that they needed to set up the opportunity. They could truly search for the opportunity that they wanted to and the opportunity that made them feel the most comfortable rather than having to go for something.
Absolutely. No, they literally took away every option Sire had. They were so clean on the edge guard and playing so well together, taking away all the options, and Sire just couldn't get any damage, couldn't get a weapon, couldn't do nothing. But it all comes down to those first 4 games really don't even matter at this point, because it all comes down to right here, right now. One team is going to move on to our elimination finals to take on Keith and tax evasion, and one team's day is going to be done. And the way this set is gone, it could literally be either one of these teams. This has been a banger.
It definitely could be, but one thing that's going to kind of have to change is like Eero's going to have to definitely step it up. He was completely taken out of last game very early, and now actually Sire's going to be the first one to fall here. And are we going to see another game where himwy and Serenity are just getting KOs left and right, not taking a lot of damage? Are we going to see like another potential 5-stock coming out from Serenity and himwy like we did previously?
Well, they got the first 2 out of the way in the first 35 seconds, so they're not on their quickest pace of the day, but definitely a good way to start out game number 5 for sure, getting themselves that advantage. Serenity trying to find his way back up on stage, and he does, but he catches a neutral light from Euro. Euro goes back over to get the support to his teammate, confirms the knockout on himwy. Ooh, misses the ground pound. Sire try to put that stomp down, but just get a whole lot of lands from Serenity.
And that's after they weren't able to guarantee the follow-up. I believe that was Sire who ended up dropping it, I think off of Eero's inlight on the sword. I can't remember exactly the moves, but Sire definitely whiffed. I think he threw out a side air and ended up missing, where they could have taken out Serenity, and then he wouldn't have been taken out with that land side air over really deep the push off. Oh, is he going to do it again, dude?
He does have it.
He still got Eero with that. Didn't even have to send him into the blast, so technically it hit stun. He hit him enough to where he didn't have movement options. Oh my God. It's looking like blue team's gonna take this one relatively easily. Now himwy is in the red. Serenity is still pushing off stage with the lance.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a blue team get into their rhythm now and definitely pulling away with game number 5 Euro. Oh no, Euro's gone. Serenity, I mean, Sire is all by himself. What can he do? Dude. You just gotta stand there and take it, Sparky. Dude. Oh no.
He threw out the rock, paper, scissors before finding neutral signature. Who's laughing? What am I hearing? Am I
was laughing.
Insane? Do you hear someone laughing right now?